Introducing your Pittsburgh Penguins Elite.
Squishy Evans, number 1, St. Killian Parish School. Squishy says, no, 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 no. Enza Vickers, number 2, St. Charles.
Fernando, number 5, Chartiers Valley. Let's win it, boys.
Grayson Baru, number 14. I go to Elwood City Area School District. Bye.
Landon Bloom, 22, Nature Boy Elementary.
Ooh!
Ryan Schweitzer, number 23, Hayne Elementary School. Bang!
Finn Bowen, number 26, and I go to Eden Hall Upper Elementary. And I got hands.
Austin Kumnick, number 34, Hayne Elementary.
Brady Dixon, 36, in Gamar Elementary School, laying the boom.
I'm Sammy Brushett, number 48, and I go to Hayne Middle School.
Ryan Lahr, number 61, Hayne Middle School.
Luca Zacci, number 83, Mars Area Centennial School, and I shoot bombs from the blue line.
Danny Foster, 88, Mercer Elementary School. This is my house.
Nathan Goldberg, 97, Level Green Elementary School, and I hit lasers.
Good afternoon, Swirly Nation, and welcome to the Meadville Area Recreational Complex in Meadville, Pennsylvania. As you join Cinnamon Swirl TV live for a game between the Buffalo Regals and your Pittsburgh Penguins Elite. Got a bit of a frog caught in the throat there at the end of the introduction, but I think we got it all out to you, Swirly Nation, live here from the George S. DeArmond Ice Arena, better known as the Meat Freezer. It is minus 87.2 degrees in here. Heated vests blazed up. The boys have a fire on the bench as we get set to bring you some amazing Pens Elite hockey here, folks. And let's say we are in the midst of a dandy of a weekend. These 2011s 2-0 yesterday against the Cincinnati Cyclones. They'll have their work cut out for them against this very talented Regals crew. The 2010s this weekend, 2-0-1 against the number 4 ranked Green Bay Gamblers. So we're excited to bring you this action from, I'm not kidding you, a nest between the benches. Me and cameraman Schweitzer nestled up high above the benches. It'll be a unique camera view. I will get to see parts of the game from up here. I'll call and give you all the data that we possibly can. As we get underway here in Meadville, the starting lineup for your Penguins in net, number 48, Sammy Burchett, coming off a beauty of a day yesterday. The defense for the Pens, number 83, Luca Zacci, and 88, Danny Foster. Up front, the wing, 61, Ryan Lohr, 23, Ryan Schweitzer, and at center, number 22, Landon Blue. Penguins worked it into the Regal zone to start the game. Regals will try to counterattack. That's taken away, and it's a 2-on-1 for the Penguins. It's Bloom into the offensive zone. Firing it through to Schweitzer, who shoots it, and it is gloved out of the air. A beautiful save by the gentleman behind the mask with a big buffalo on the side. The Regals are in red for this game. Red jerseys, white shoulder pads, blue shoulder, blue arms, blue pants, blue socks with red and white stripes. They got a big blue buffalo on the chest as Baru spins one wide to the cage to the corner. Goldberg there with the forecheck, forces the turnover at the point, kept in by the Penguins, forced down the wall. It'll be counterattacked up. I'm not going to be able to see much. You're not going to be able to see much against the wall. As it comes free, a shot from inside the hash mark sails wide of the net of Burchett. As the Regals get their first action, and the Penguins end a puck booted by the defenseman right to the stick of a Regal, defended off well by Kubnik. It'll be Vickers behind the net, looking for Goldberg. He wedges it a little deeper for Foligno. Now Kubnik, he'll skate it out of the area right in front of the net and bank it off the boards. Anything right in front of us, folks, is going to be difficult for me to tell you what's going on, and you're not going to see it. Shot in on Burchett. Blocker to the side of the ice. The Penguins are in their white reverse retros with Pittsburgh going from the right shoulder to the left hip. Black pants, white socks, black and gold striping, and the iconic goal. Pens the lead helmet. We have an offside play at the blue line. You may catch part of the monitor here as we turn the camera to the left, the Penguins' defensive zone in the first period. Cramped, but nice quarters up here for Schweitzer and I, as the faceoff will be at the Regal line. They'll take control and drive to the Penguins' end. Dixon there to defend it to the corner. A centering feed cut off by Zacci. Zacci over to Lohr. Lohr up the right-hand side. Tries to dump it in. We pinned up in front of the Regal bench before being advanced further by Lohr. Bowen on the forecheck. Schweitzer will follow on. Poke checked away by Dixon and carried out by Buffalo. Buffalo into the offensive end, looking for a centering pass. It comes through. Schweitzer there to make a play over to Zacci. Zacci out the center to Bowen. The Penguins were very aggressive yesterday on the forecheck, on the back check, everywhere around the ice. That was what brought on their success. Taking away time and space as Luarchuk, now Baru, and ultimately Goldberg battle outside the Regal line before dumping that one up and into the Regal bench. We'll have to give you a shot of the booth here a little later. Cozy little booth. We got a Tim Horton sponsorship in the corner every once in a while. The computer set up. I love it up here. We'll have an offside play. The faceoff will come back to center now. Pens and Regals tied at 0, period number 1. Goldberg on the draw, taken by the Regals into the Penguin zone. Dumping it in behind Burchett. It'll be Kubnik, the first one there. He'll carry it out the opposite side on the backhand, switching it to the forehand, going heavy off the boards beside Baru, but unable to escape the zone. Regals in the corner. Trying to center it out in front. There was Foster to defend it. Baru gets there on the half wall, but he can't clear. Shot in from the point, goes off the skate of Goldberg. He'll be tracked by Kumnik. Centering feed by Buffalo. Picked up by Foster, and he'll chip it out to center. He was trying to get it to Baru. Baru will head to the bench for a line change, as the Penguins doing an excellent job with that here lately, keeping those shifts short. It'll be an offensive zone face-off after the Regal icing. Face-off by Bloom, wedged behind the Regal net. He'll carry things around to the wing. A centering pass comes the whole way across. Buffalo gains the Penguin zone, but it'll be Foligno, the first one to the corner. He tries to wrap it around behind. It'll get behind. It's picked up and popped in front. And underneath Brushett is the puck. The Penguin goalie making a save there. As Foligno tried to rim it around behind, there was a Regal in the way who picked the puck up, tried to wrap around, but Brushett able to get it under the pad. Puck spun back into the Penguin zone before being lofted back out the center by the Pens defense. Regals up into the Penguin end. Wedged to the corner by Foligno. It'll be a battle there for Bloom. Dixon in front, working hard as it comes to Schweitzer in support. He finds Bowen. Bowen will carry it up the left-hand side, joined by Schweitzer as he delays. Tries to force it down deep. It'll carry all the way behind the Regal net, and the Pens will forecheck that. It's Bowen up to the upper part of the zone, falling down. Vickers, backhander by Dixon. It'll be cleared up to the Regals as they'll gain the Pen line. Poke checked by Vickers. He'll work right through, gather a hold of the puck, a little skate to stick action and banking it off the boards out the center. It's twisted back towards the Penguins line, but there's Luarchuk in the way. Battle along the wall, Goldberg fighting for it. It'll come back to Zachi, who can't hit Luarchuk with the pass, so the Regals will pick things up in their own end. Stopping in the corner, but falling down. Luarchuk there with the pressure. He'll wrap it around, trying for Vickers. Vickers was kind of headed towards Luarchuk, so that doesn't quite connect. Foster will send it cross ice. Luarchuk had not cleared, and therefore will have an offside play. Up in the rafters, we can literally see above the ceiling of the rink here, a rink that is apparently insulated by ice cubes because it is cold. As Bowen gets the puck and carries it up the left-hand side. He's bodied along the boards, and Bloom will pick things up. Banked off the wall behind the Regal net and possessed along the right wing side. He tries to go back to the point. Right there's a Regal, and the Regals are up ice 3-on-2. Zachi and Foster defending. Zachi does a good job playing the puck, forcing things wide. A centering feed fought off by Foster and cleared by Bowen. A smart play there. We talk about it often, getting that puck out of the zone over those blue lines, as Luarchuk will carry things in on an offside play, but a nice play by Bowen there, not to stick handle into danger of two defenders at that blue line. He chipped it up right out the center. When you can control it and come out with speed and a teammate, it's always the right move. But when you're kind of by yourself, puck bouncing around a little bit, making a little bit of a chip play to get it out of your end is never a bad idea. Baru shoves back and forth with a Regal as he engages in the game. He's a gritty kid. Luarchuk along the wall. Unable to advance it back to the point for Foligno. Foligno up the wall to the Regal zone where they try to clear right to the stick of Luarchuk. Luarchuk weaving, looking, centering one. There's Vickers whacking away at it, and it's in behind the goaltender. A centering pass, and there's a celebration for you. A centering feed by George Luarchuk. Coming up the left wing side, finds Vickers, not the first one, maybe the second one, at least by the third whack. It's Enzo Vickers popping it over the pad of the Regal goaltender into the net behind. Put some fries on your sandwich. That's a Pittsburgh goal. Penguins 1, Regals 0. Now, the all-important shift after a goal. Huge in every single hockey game. Can the Penguins keep bringing this energy? Luarchuk taps it to Vickers. Vickers can't clear the zone. Zachi will try. He'll fire it all the way across the ice. It'll be icing if it's far enough, and it is. Luka Zachi, more of a driver expert than the pitching wedge. And we'll have a defensive zone draw for the Penguins. If you watched that goal by Luka Zachi last night, you know what I mean. He fired an absolute missile. As the Penguins break out of the zone, it'll be Schweitzer trying to cut back to the middle. Penguins will keep it onside as we'll have an offside call. I get the benefit of replay here in the booth in Toronto. Yep, Lorzy was still in the zone. Schweitzer down on the wall, on the half wall, but able to advance it to Bloom behind the net. Carries around behind, looking. He'll go back to the point, crisscrossing Dixon and Zachi. Dixon will blast one that skips wide of the net. Pressured by Lohr, the Penguins keep the puck in the Regal end. Bloom, Lohr, Schweitzer. Ultimately, Schweitzer lofts it all the way behind the Regal net. And they'll run a bit of a breakout here. Defended well by Zachi, who whacks it back to the Regal blue line. The Regals will regroup, and they're coming back at the Penguins. It's a 3-on-2 as the Pens were changing some of their forwards. A shot in on Burchett. He's able to pop the rebound forward, and swooping in is Bloom to take it away. Penguins will carry it back to the blue line. A feed to the outside looking for Goldberg. It's just past his reach. He'll fake one way, twist it back behind for Baru. He comes out in front, shoots one down low. And coming off the wall is Vegas Golden Nate right down Las Vegas Boulevard. Off the wall. He'll walk in and beat the goalie down low between the wickets and give the Penguins a 2-0 advantage. Buffalo. Here we are, shift after a goal. What's going to happen? Here's Buffalo with a chance. That'll be shot off the side of the cage to the blocker side of Burchett. Cleared up to Goldberg. Goldberg over the line. He'll fire it in behind the net. Tracked by Baru. Rimmed around. Picked up along the wall. And carried on. Can they get a step? The Regals do get a step. And they'll go right between the wickets of Burchett. As I said, that shift after a goal, gigantic for momentum, and I had the score wrong. The Regals able to get one back here. Sorry about that with the scoreboard, folks. That one coming down the left-hand side by himself. Just tucked it between the sprawled-out Burchett. And it's back to a one-goal game. Now the Penguins with a chance to strike back. Dixon fires it up looking for Bowen. It's popped to the middle. It's a potential 2-on-1 here for the Regals. Back pressure by Lohr. Just working there. A centering pass comes free to Buffalo. Shot off Burchett. Rebound picked up and buried behind the Penguin goalie. So back-to-back big shifts by Buffalo. Ties the game at 2. Excellent answer to the Penguins' early momentum by the Regals. Working it along the wall is Bowen at center ice. Chip past Lohr into the Penguin zone where it's Foligno swiping it to the half wall. Lohr will bank it off the wall. It's rimmed back around by the Regals. Picked up behind by Dixon. Out of the reach of Bowen, right back to Dixon though. Dixon will come up through center. Spinning around is Schweitzer at the blue line. He looks maybe to be injured. As he'll come to the bench. A shot up high off the iron behind Burchett. As Bowen wedges it out the center, it'll be Goldberg getting to it. He'll carry it all the way to the corner. Battled for there. Nudged a bit. As he tries to get it back to the point, it'll be Dixon. Back to Goldberg. Back to Dixon, and out come the Regals to center. Dixon with great body position and a will to win to take the puck away. Goldberg falls, but it'll come free to Baru. He couldn't quite escape, and the Regals are back in onside play. Being hooked a bit by Luarchuk. The Regals stream into the offensive zone. A bouncing puck picked up and tapped wide of the net. It'll be Luarchuk to the puck. He tries to exit with a centering pass. No one there. It's right to a Regal. Weaving to the outside. Looking to center. Nobody there, so he'll carry behind the net. Protecting the puck. Leaving it for his defenseman. Spinning one in. Brush it, able to push it to the side with the stick. It'll go between the legs of Luarchuk and then slapped right back into him as he fell down to the ice by Dixon. It'll be Zachi behind now. He'll go heavy off the glass behind Baru with an icing, and it'll be icing here. It looks like we have a bit of a young and inexperienced referee, and as the father of a young and inexperienced referee, it's nice to see the veteran kind of take over a little bit right there. He wasn't sure whether to call that icing, and it clearly was. As I see my breath with every sentence. This is a fun place to broadcast from, folks, actually. I'm enjoying myself up here. In the crow's nest, we'll call it. Or the sweet shop, the Cinnamon Swirl Sweet Shop. It's Kumnick in the corner, up for Bowen. Bowen lofting it cross ice. He was trying to hit Foster. It'll come the whole way through to a Regal. Foster back to defend a centering feed. That's cut off by Kumnick right to Bowen. Can Bowen spring? What are we doing? Looks like we're getting a penalty. We got a minute and a half on Deuce Landon Bloom. So he'll go to the box for a tripperoo. And the Pens are going to head to the penalty kill. The Penguins will deploy Foligno and Dixon on the back end. Vickers and Luarchuk up front. And your most important penalty killer, always your goaltender, Sammy Burchett. Face off for Vickers. Whacked to the wall, controlled by Buffalo. He sent down the wall. Coming off the corner. Oh, nobody there to get it. He'll carry it behind. They'll play catch behind the Penguins net. Foligno back to pressure. Puck out to the point. Off of a skate to the corner it goes. It'll be rimmed around. Vickers will get there. He'll whack it up the wall. Not out. Shot comes in off of Foligno. To the corner for Dixon. Dixon will bank it behind the net. It'll be pinned against the wall by the Sabres. Back to the point. A shot in. Skipping through the blue paint and wide. Behind the net is this Buffalo power play. Looking good. Luarchuk unable to clear the zone. It's been all Sabres for a minute now. They'll have 30 more seconds of power play time, even though it doesn't say it on the clock. He'll come out at 54. 154 according to the referee, which we're able to hear those communications now being over here between the glasses like Edzo. Vickers picks things up. He can't clear the zone. Oh, he will. A bouncing puck eludes the defender at the point. 10 seconds left on the penalty kill as Luarchuk gets control. Sends it in front. There's Goldberg, and there's the glove. A great shorthanded chance with the Penguins on a PK. Faceoff popped into the Sabres or the Regal zone. Good heavens, I called them everything but what they are. As the Pens are back to full strength, it'll be Goldberg with a saucy pass to Baru. His shot wide of the cage. Bloom on the forecheck, able to get control. He'll step out front. Shot comes in, glove side. It's stopped and held. He's good down low to that glove, isn't he? Penguins will have an offensive zone face-off tied at 2. Welcome Cinnamon Swirl TV. Coming to you from the Sweet Shop up above the Meadville Area Recreational Complex. It's the Pens and the Regals. First period action as we wind down to 1:20 to play. It'll be Zachy at the Penguin blue line. He delays a bit. He's under pressure immediately. He'll get to the puck to the corner now. Protects it and is able to send it up the wall for Lohr. Lohr to Schweitzer. Schweitzer able to get it out over the line, and now Foster will pick up at the blue line. Centering feed to Lorzy. Lorzy between the legs, weaving, a dipsy, a doodle, trying for the Dunkaroo. It's stopped by the goalie who falls, sliding back the other way as the puck works its way to the corner. It's off of a glove at center, wedged by. Who's going to get there? Lohr with a lofty backhander that's fought off. Slapped that by Buffalo. Off of Bowen, picked up by Schweitzer at center. He'll go D. He'll go back to his defenseman Foster, who goes D to Zachy. Zachy's pass behind Schweitzer. As Schweitzer will end up with the puck. Crashing to the ice. Lorzy now takes a hit at the blue line. Back come the Regals into the pen zone. Lohr will get to it again. We're going to have a penalty on that one. That's a hookaroo, also not legal in hockey. In hockey, it's a 1.5-minute penalty. And the faceoff goes to the offensive zone for the Penguins. The power play unit on the ice. It'll be Foster and Dixon with Vickers, Goldberg, and Lewerchuk. Vickers to take the draw. One to the wall by Buffalo and cleared all the way down. It's an icing as the period expires. So the end of one here in Buffalo. It's Regals 2, Penguins 2. We'll be back for the second intermission. We'll give you... Feed to the outside looking for Goldberg. It's just past his reach. He'll fake one way, twist it back behind for Baru. He comes out in front, shoots one down low. And coming off the wall.
Introducing
Penguins will carry. We're back here for second period action from Meadville. As we also try to apparently figure out Squish's helmet. Got dad duty and announcing all at the same time. Penguins up the center. It's Lowarchuk with a cross-ice feed to Goldberg. Goldberg tries to tap it behind the defenseman. It's off his pants. Sent back to Kumnik. Nice strong stick there to wedge it back to the blue line. Kicked that by Lowarchuk. Carried up the right wing side. Into the offensive zone where he shoots one off the defender. To the corner it goes to be cleared up to the point. Kumnik there. He'll keep it, but right to the forward. A nice poke check by Kumnik. Keeps it in the zone. Vickers forces it further, but Kumnik will keep it again at the blue line. Sweeping from left to right, or right to left, and firing one in on net, Austin Kumnik. Penalty be up at 13:30. The penalty on the Regals as your Penguins are on the Seven Fields Wealth Management power play here. Banked off the boards, picked up by Schweitzer. He weaves into the middle, firing one. It's deflected just wide. Tracking it, Bloom. Pressured all the way to the corner. Off the skate of Schweitzer, cutting back in. He's got space. He fires one, kept out by the goaltender. Bloom to the puck. Penguin power play over. A centering feed cut off by the Regals. Bloom will unable to keep it at the blue line. He forced it back in. Schweitzer was in the zone still, so we'll have an offside play. Face-off will come outside of the Regal line. Vickers to take the draw. Popped back to Foster. Foster off the boards into the Regal end. No icing here. It'll be tracked down to the corner by Buffalo. Turned around to Lowarchuk. Lowarchuk centering one. Up the right, it'll be Kumnik. Defending the streaking Regal player. Sends it off. Backside. There it is. And a tap in, a backdoor. I thought Brushett was able to get a pad to it. He was not. A backdoor feed finds the back of the cage, and the Regals have streamed back from a 2-goal deficit to take the lead here. We're here in Meadville, the home apparently of the Meadville Bulldogs, according to signage around the rink, as well as the Crawford County Flames. Baru's in, but the Penguins are offside on the play, so we'll get a face-off outside of the Regal line as it's that all-important shift after a goal. Vickers on the draw, taken by the Regals, dumped into the Penguins' end. Kumnik to the puck. Protects it. Able to loft it on his backhand over the head of Baru, and it'll carry all the way out the center. Lowarchuk with the forecheck pressure. Looking like a honey badger out there wearing that 43. Dumped back in by the Regals. Up the wall by Kumnik. Couldn't find Lowarchuk. Vickers. Physical in the corner. Frees the puck up. Swooping across to get it is Baru, and thankfully he didn't shoot that at the camera. He'd have busted our entire system up here. Rob would have had to throw in his body in front of the camera to protect us. Face off in the defensive zone. Work to the corner where it's picked up by Bloom. Bloom to the outside for Lohr. Lohr back to Bloom. Bloom up to Bowen, and the Pens are in on an onside play. Centering feed for Bloom. Knocked out of midair by a defenseman. Picked up, though, by Lohr. Lohr tapping it through to Bloom. Bloom stopping, turning, looking to fire one. It's blocked. Cleared by the Regals out the center where Foligno's tied up. Skating through with it, coming free is a Regal who's pressured by Bowen from behind. It's broken up. A great back check there by the man with the flowing hair. We're going to get a penalty here. It'll be on the Regals. It'll be a minute and a half body check. So the Pens are going to head to the Seven Fields Wealth Management Power Play, which was successful yesterday in both of the contests, creating scoring opportunities for the Pens. A tied up draw taken by Buffalo, fired out the center shorthanded. It'll be Foster defending. Lower to the puck. He looked for Bloom. It'll be an icing instead. Faceoff will come back to the Penguins' end. Penguins are on the power play. Faceoff controlled by Foster. He tries to send it all the way up to Baru. Baru will get to it along the wall. Kind of pinning it there as it's cleared back to Foster. He goes back for Baru. Baru with the puck into the Regal zone, cuts into the middle, dangles to the outside. Kind of on his heels, goes down. Goldberg follows on, tries to wedge it towards the net. Now Vickers. Vickers behind. Wrapping around, trying to. He has a stuffed goal earlier. As this one comes back to Zachi, we know what he can do with a puck as he wrists one wide of the net. Cranked up the ice, and it'll be icing by Buffalo. So the face-off all the way back here to the Regal zone. I don't know how much time left on the penalty. I think 36 seconds. Meadville, home to Foster Law Offices and MrDebtBuster.com. Proud supporter of Cinnamon Swirl TV. Thank you all for joining us. Please subscribe below if you have not already. Whether you're joining us live or on the replay. Kumnik with a shot. Comes off the stick of Lohr. It'll be touched by the Regals, so no face off of the pen zone, and they'll turn it over to Schweitzer. Schweitzer protects as he turns, moves to the middle. Weaves around, takes a bump. Right there comes free to Bloom. And then to Lohr. And Johnny on the spot is the great Landini Landon Bloom. Ryan Schweitzer able to weave his way through the defense, using the body to protect, centers the puck. It'll be slapped off the goaltender by Ryan Lohr, picked up by Landon Bloom. And he gives it a tap. Tapperoo right on the goal line, and your Penguins have tied the game at 3. Here in period 2. Now, the Regals have done this twice, though. Scored on shifts right after a goal. So the Penguins need to pick it up here. Pick up the aggressiveness on this shift right after a goal. It'll be Goldberg centering. Face off one back to Dixon. He tries to clear the zone, can't. He'll be wedged to the corner. Bodies hit the floor along the boards as the Regals step off the wall. Again, Regals with immediate pressure. And it looks like we're going to get a Penguin penalty as Goldberg will get to the puck. It'll be a trip on the Pens. I think it's Dixon headed to the box. Three tie as your Penguins head to the penalty kill. It'll be a face-off to the right of Penguins netminder Sammy Burchett. Controlled by Buffalo, but whacked right between the legs of the defenseman. Grayson Baru's in after it, and he is a speedy one. He'll get up, get to it, and fire it just wide of the net. A great shorthanded chance by the electric Grayson Baru. It's electric boogie woogie woogie. as Buffalo tries a cross-ice pass. Right there's Vegas Golden Knight to tap it forward. Baru back to it. Into the Regal zone with another shorthanded chance. Tries to pull it around the defender. It'll be picked off there, and back through center come the Regals. On the back check, Goldberg. Gets there, able to whack away at the puck and force it behind the net. Rimming it around was Zachi. He couldn't quite get all of it, so the Regals will set things up behind the cage. Pressured by Foster. Good body position, frees it up for Goldberg. Can he clear the zone? He cannot on the first attempt. Once, twice. Twice is a charm this time. Back to center where the Regals will try to set up the power play. Vickers to the puck. Battle along the wall. In and around Zachi. Moving to the middle. Shooting one. Pad save by Burchett, who's in the net. Waving at it as he was struggling to get up. I think his stick was tied up as the shot came in from the point. Here they come off the wall, off the side of the cage. Foster with it. Foster will loft it all the way to center. Schweitzer out of the box. He's loose into the offensive zone. Winding, firing, and it's in the back of the net. Schweitzer coming out of the box. Flying into the offensive zone on what looked like a potential set play there. Out of the box and up the ice goes Ryan Schweitzer. And Grandma, you gotta hide the cookies better, because he found them on the top shelf. A top shelf cookie grabber for Ryan Schweitzer has given the Pens back the lead immediately after killing a penalty. That'll bring some mo to your side as they bank it into the Regal zone. It's Vickers forcing it over. Schweitzer hooked on the play. No call as it's forced further to the corner. Vickers will get there. Unable to get control, but Schweitzer feeling it right now. Centering pass just behind Vickers. You'll have Bowen. Look at Bowen's hustle on the back check. You can see the hair just flowing behind him as he hustles into the defensive zone. It's off the Regal wing to the left side. Played back towards the point. Lohr breaks that up. Now Schweitzer, now Lohr. Lohr, now Schweitzer, over to Bowen. Bowen, Schweitzer. Schweitzer with a dangle and kicks it in on net where it's stopped and covered. Just over halfway through the first game here from Meadville, and your Penguins have a 4-3 advantage over the Buffalo Regals. This rink needs to be sponsored by a heating company. A behind-the-back pass by Baru, right in front for Lohr, chucking a better save. The Regals will try to counterattack. It ends up in the feet of Dixon. Down the right wing side to the corner. Dixon wins that race to the puck and rims it around looking for Baru. Spinning it up to the wall is Zachi, now Baru. Zachi pinned against the wall by a Regal. He'll stay on his feet, but the Regals tap it by, walking it right off the wall, sending a backdoor feed that's kicked out by Burchett. Sweet buttery crumpets, that was a beauty. The whistle blows. We're going to give you that replay in big screen, folks. A backdoor pad stop by 48 Burchett. And a faceoff will come outside the Penguin zone. A centering pass. Defended by Bowen, now pressured by Bloom. They'll play switch again, and Bowen gets the block shot. Good switch off there by the Penguins forward as Foster tries to wedge it up the wall. Cut off. Kubnik will try a second time. No luck. It's all Regals right now trying to get this tie back to the corner for Bloom. Rimmed around for Kubnik. All the way to Bowen. Bowen spins it up the wall. A battle along the wall right in front of the Regal bench. The Regals will come away with it. Kubnik, good body position, centering pass sent to the corner by Foster. Another centering pass goes off the Penguin goalie and almost gets in the net. And he was able to land on top of it. That happened a couple times previously where kind of a centering pass will catch Burchett on the skater And this time he was able to get on top of the puck with a nice save. Those are tough shots. Vickers on the faceoff, wedged free by Buffalo, and a shot to the 5-hole. Kicked aside by the pad. Wedged off the wall by the Penguins. It for Lewarchuk. He can't get free as he had Vickers driving the net. Vickers will stay in on the forecheck, though. Banked off the boards, back to the point and around Dixon, but he'll grab it at center. He tries to go up the wall. Nothing there, so Foligno will battle in front of the Regal bench all the way to the corner where it'll be Vickers. He'll Murphy dump it back for Lewarchuk, who's got speed into the offensive zone. Picking it up, curling, weaving, cutting to the middle. He stops behind the net where he's bumped. 2 players go down, let the bodies hit the floor behind the Regal net. It'll be Vickers following on. He's knocked down on the play. Battle along the wall. One of the Penguins, it's Vickers without a stick. The Regal steps out from the side and loses an edge or something. That was odd. And we'll have an offside play as the shot is wristed into the net after the whistle. But we'll reset outside of the Penguin line. 4:35 to play here. Second period action from Meadville. Meadville, fun fact, Meadville, the home of the buttonless fastener, also known as the zipper. The zipper, invented in Meadville. There was actually a zipper, the first ever zipper factory right here in Meadville. This program, not only amazing hockey, but also an educational experience for all involved, especially if you joined last night's game after I had a few slushies. It'll be to the corner for Lohr, centering feed, swipe that right to Foster, hit shot deflected, rebound in front, spinning it in on net as Lohr can't get it through. Back up the middle come the Regals. Again, Bowen on a back check. Doing a good job to take the opposite side as a shot comes in, glove hand side that's gloved by Brushett and held. Faceoff will be in the Penguin end. So from zippers to Mr. Debtbuster, the Penguins will ice the puck, and we'll get another faceoff. Meadville also home to every fast food restaurant on the planet. If you drive down Meadville's Main Street, and some of them old school Arby's sign with the big 10-gallon hat, they've got Taco Bell's, McDonald's, Burger King, you name it. If Timmy Hortons, I'm supremely jealous of that. Every fast food joint on the planet. I think they have a Rax, a Hardee's, a Bojangles. And the face-off at the puck battled for at the Penguin line. The Regals pop free, defended from behind by Baru. It's right back to the point. The shot in to the backside, and it's off the Regals stick. He just couldn't finish it. And the Penguins are back the other direction. Just past the reach of Baru. No icing as we go the whole way in. Baru rides a player all the way to the wall, and he is lucky not to have been called for that one. 3 minutes to play as it's behind the Regal net. Worked up the right-hand side, back through center. Vickers on the back pressure. That back pressure is so important to defending. A centering feed comes through to the point. Blocked to the corner by Foligno. It'll be Lohr. Lohr up the center ice. Picked up by Buffalo, sent back into the Penguins' end. Foligno will get there, but he's unable to get control. It's a 2-on-1 behind for the Regals. Drop to the high slot, swiping one at the net that just skips wide of Brushett. And we're going to have another penalty here. And we may have another penalty. Vickers got hammered. Enzo with a clear body check, but right back with a shot up high. They will only get one. Only the Penguin headed to the box here. So the Penguins on the penalty kill here after a body checking call. Swiped up by Lohr, kept in by the Regals. Will be defended by Dixon. He tries to send it through to Regals, the second one able to get control. Centering pass, it'll be all the way through, picked up by Bloom, and he is boarded. And the Penguins are gonna get called for another penalty here. A 5-on-3 power play now. So the Penguins on a penalty kill until 51 seconds, 5-on-3 until 51 seconds left. So it'll be what, a minute and 15 seconds. Zachi called for interference in front of the net. And the Regals are going to get a penalty here. So it's going to be a 4-on-3 situation. And the face-off correctly will come out of the Penguin zone. So the Regals do get called for the check on Bloom. The Penguins get called for the interference in front by Zachi. Foster will pop it out the center. Regals will gain the Penguins' end, leaving a drop pass. Defended by Schweitzer, followed on by Bloom. He's able to wedge it through the line, but not out. Regals in, driving down Main Street, defended by Foster. A backhander to the backside off the pad of Burchett. Cleared, but not out by Lohr. Lohr with the pressure. Buffalo gets the puck. Penguins kind of skating away. A backside feed. No goal. It stays out. Danny Foster swipes it clear. Lohr clears it, and we have a whistle, and nobody knows why. We're going to reset the face-off outside of the zone. So I think they called the guy being on top of the Penguin goaltender. So it's still 4-on-3 and for about another 30-some seconds. Regals win the draw. Shot to the glove side. That's gloved and held. Penguins defensive draw. Dixon gets it up the boards, not out. Bowen pressures. Dixon along the wall. He'll send it back up the boards. It bounces over the stick back out the center. Penguins with about 15 seconds left on the first penalty before we head to 4-on-4 action. Weaving through center. Tripped up is a Regal as he gains the zone. We get another penalty. This one will be on Bowen. So I think the Pens get one player back, but they'll send another to the box. So it's five. It should be, I think they're going to still say 4-on-3 on the PK. Penguins 4, Regals 3, 51.2 to play. believe the Penguins and Regals each are going to get a player back at the same time. It's around 30 seconds, 37 seconds maybe in the period. Penguins down to 3 players. Face off in the Penguin zone to the right of Burchett. Goldberg pops it to the corner. Centering feed off the stick of a Regal to the half wall. Picked up there down the wing. So the Penguins in defense mode here to end the second. To the corner. Pulling it off the corner. Wrapping it around. Brush it there with the stick. Then the pad. Still on the side of the net. Walking out in front. Brush it there to cut the angle. Banking it off the boards. Can the Penguins get it out? Zachi can't. Kumnik one-hands it on the backhand out the center. The Regals are still on a power play, this time 5v4. Goldberg on the forecheck as the Regals come back through center. It'll be a 3-on-3. The Penguins give the blue line as he winds through and he'll snipe a corner. The Penguins backed off a bit too much there and allowed him to drive right down the left wing and fire one up over the shoulder of Sammy Burchett. That'll end the power play. 2.7 seconds left in the period, and the Regals have tied the game. Penguins with a bit of a poor gap there. Trying to sort out who was going to do what. They had 3 players back to defend, and nobody kind of took the puck. So that horn will end the period. We're going to head to intermission. Welcome back to the Mark, the Meadville Area Recreational Complex, not Center Complex, folks. A 4-4 tie here between the Regals and your Penguins Elite. Headed into the third. We'll switch sides and we'll finish this like 10-year-old men. A shot in on Brushett, kicked out, rebound cleared up to the point. Schweitzer able to gather it at center. Lower now into the offensive zone where he taps it to the cage. It is covered up and held. This game getting a little chippy, which is good. It's hockey. Chippy's good. This is the first of a pair of games. This is the 6th of 7 for you here on Cinnamon Swirl TV this weekend. As Foster's shot from the point, blocked out front, Baru to the corner. Rimmed around, kept by Foster. He'll wedge it back to the middle. Vickers once, twice, and the second one gobbled up. The first one blocked. The second one gobbled up in the paraphernalia of the masked Regal. Shot from the point, Foster, and he almost caught him. He almost handcuffed the goalie. He was able to just kind of get an armpit on that. A missile from Foster. Thank you guys for joining us here on Cinnamon Swirl TV. You can find us on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, of course, YouTube. Subscribe, follow. Everything is into the offensive zone. Come the Regals, a short side shot catches the side of the cage. Rebound bouncing around in front. The Regals will control things behind. Trying to come back out in front, defended by Zacci, supported by Vickers. Winning the battle, the Regals behind the cage. A cross ice feed, kicked out, rebound there. Fought to the corner by the Penguin goaltender. Whacked that by Zacci. He can't get it out of the zone. The Regals will come off the wall. That's such a dangerous play. It'll be up high and Brush it makes the armpit stop this time. And it'll be a penalty shot. Underneath of Enzo Vickers is the puck. And so anybody on the ice for the Regals will be able to take the penalty shot. Enzo Vickers was knocked down in front, fell on the puck. That puck underneath him will result in a penalty shot against Brushett. It needs to be somebody who was on the last shift. So Johnny on the spot. It'll be Sammy Burchett as the Regals are in over the blue line. Stick handling. Forehand, backhand, and he'll go forehand with a shot to the blocker side. The Regals will take the lead on a penalty shot call. The puck was underneath Vickers, who was knocked down in the crease. As you watch the replay, I think that's a difficult call. But it was the call nonetheless. 11:19 to play. The Penguins are going to need to make a comeback here. The Regals take their first lead of the game. Schweitzer to take the draw. Penguins bench getting an explanation. It'll be the Regals getting control. Over the line into the Penguins' end. Swiped away by Foligno. Foligno will pick the puck up, and they're back up through center. It's a 2-on-1. He's got Bowen with him. Dino Foligno flying through the neutral zone. Shooting one. It's blocked. It'll be lured to the corner. Rimmed around behind, looking for Bowen. Bowen pressuring the puck. Able to end up in a puck battle there. Schweitzer in support. Lure just off the pile. And the Regals will outnumber the Pens and come away with it. Wedging it out the center. Around Kumnik. To the corner for Foligno. Foligno pops it around to the opposite side. Up to Lure. Swipe that, kept in, possessing, moving, and the Regals with control to be whacked aside by Bowen. Foligno up to Schweitzer. Schweitzer peels off the wall. He'll find Bowen. Out to center ice we come. Bowen able to dump it in behind the Regal net, and the Penguins will get a line change. Goldberg in on the pressure. Heavy stick there, able to get control, carry it around behind. Do they have some magic? Back to the point for Dixon. To Goldberg. He's in a battle along the boards. He'll get it over to Dixon. His one-time shot skips wide of the cage. It'll be Baru on the half wall. He'll spin it back to the corner. Goldberg will chase it behind the net. Now Baru follows on. He'll get control. Penguins try to step out in front. His shot comes in. Rebounds there. And George Luarchuk. He's popping bottles, baby, as he puts it over the sprawled out Regal goaltender. Taps home the rebound, and the Penguins have struck to tie the game at 5. 9:34 to play. In the third period, it's a 5-5 game. Hopefully you're enjoying this one. This has been fun to call, folks. A fun weekend of hockey here, all these exciting games, and we're bringing you the 6 to 7 here on Cinnamon Swirl TV. As the Regals are taking a look at their goaltender here. It'll be a goalie change. The Regals bringing in a new goaltender. Late in the third period, 39 steps to the ice. And now we gather around the Regal bench. No, 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 you can't take shots on a goalie. That's a penalty. Wow, that's an absolute Bush League move there. The Regals take a timeout and try to take shots on their new goaltender. They threw pucks on the ice from the bench in the middle of a game. Ay, ay, ay. It'll be Bloom to take the face-off. Picked up by Buffalo, weaving up the right-hand side, defended by Dixon to the corner. Be Dixon picking it up, wedges it up the wall. Followed on by Bloom. Bloom unable to escape the zone, but he'll be right back on the puck. This time he'll go high off the boards. It's still whacked out of the air. Bloom back on it again. Looks opposite side for Schweitzer. That's picked off, sent back to the Penguin line. Cleared by Zachi up the center to the skate of Bloom. Now to the stick as he'll gain the Regal end, putting the puck in the corner. A lot of players losing edges here on this surface. I wonder if the hyper cold that it is. I'm sure it's very hard ice. Inside of 9 minutes of play as the Regals try to come out of their own end. Swiped away by Bloom, picked up by Schweitzer. Schweitzer to Bloom. Bloom fires one blocker side save. Coming out far to make that one. A good angle cutting block there. Schweitzer picks it up. Wines, fires, glove side. That's gloved and held. Penguins with two excellent chances there in the middle of the third period. We'll have an offensive zone faceoff. Both players waved out of the faceoff circle. Goldberg on the faceoff. Wins it to Kumnik. His shot bouncing in, kick to the side. Goldberg back to the puck. Goes off the boards. I think he was looking for Luarchuk. It'll act as a breakout. And back come the Regals, 3-on-2 into the Penguin zone. A bouncing puck eludes the stick. It'll be Foster tracking it on the half wall. Vickers on the back check, frees it up. Now Goldberg finds Luarchuk. Luarchuk with space. He's got Goldberg with him. Luarchuk cuts right back into the defender, and it's back come the Regals. Kumnik there. Able to clear it, but the Regals will bring it back in. Luarchuk on the back pressure. Foster up the wall, sent back behind the net. Foster will collect it there again. He'll wedge it the opposite side, looking for Goldberg. The Regals there first, so we'll rim it the opposite way again. Vickers pressures, centering feed, off Foster to the corner. Regals setting up in the Penguin zone here. Right wing side, leaning on Foster. That's That's a tough call. We'll get a hook on the Penguins. So the Pens will head to the penalty kill with 7:17 to play. So if we fast forward, that's 6:17. So what, 5:48 he should come out. Foligno up the wall, off Lohr's stick, kept in by the Regals in front for Dixon. He'll bank it off the boards to the center ice area. It'll carry all the way to the Regal end. Picked up there right around the curling circles here at the Meadville Area Recreational Complex. George S. DeArmond Ice Arena. Battled for in front, it's over Lohr. Shot comes into the corner, it's blocked there. A centering pass fought off by Foligno. Picked up by the Regals. They'll carry it around behind. Kicking at it. Whacked in front, Brushit's on top of it, and the Penguins will get a whistle. Schweitzer on the faceoff. Activating where the Regal wings. Schweitzer able to tie things up, but around Kumnik, dragging it to the backhand, sending it wide. Schweitzer will get to the corner. Knocked down on the play. Back to the point, shot from outside. It goes off of Brushit and in the net. It kind of went off of his chest and ends up behind the Penguin goalie, and the Regals have taken the lead. Buffalo winning the draw, carrying it right into the Penguin end. Shift after a goal, very important. That was a power play goal. Vickers knocks a player down along the wall. It's cleared up the wall and back to the Regal end. Luarchuk on the forecheck. Banked heavily off the boards, whacked at by Vickers. Foster there. In come the Regals. They'll try the left side. An onside play at the Penguin blue line to be dumped in. Vickers bumped behind. Foster up for Luarchuk. Luarchuk tries to center it to Baru. Baru pressuring, able to free it up for Luarchuk. Vickers now. Around him go the Regals. 3 Penguins back, swiping at it. Baru shot up high off Brushit. He's able to catch it in the mid, hold on to it, and get the whistle. Show you a little bit of what we do on the background here. Here's a look at the computer screen here as we wait for the face-off, as we manage all kinds of different stuff for you guys. It's a peek behind the scenes of Cinnamon Swirl. And that's not it. There's about 7 windows open of different stuff. Scoreboards, everything as a centering pass comes off of a Regal and is cleared by Lohr. Picked off by Bowen. The Penguins are into the Regal zone. Back to the blue line and just past Lordsey. Foligno will get there. He'll bank it off the boards all the way to the Regal end. Penguins looking to get that one back. A power play goal by Buffalo in the third. The difference in this one is they lead 6-5. Popped around. Lordsey with a good angle, able to get control. Sent back up high in the air. A bouncing puck controlled by Buffalo. Turned back. Stick lift from behind by Bowen. Bloom banks it off the wall out the center. Bowen will give chase, but the Penguins are actually looking for a line change. 4:24 to play. Is fresh off the bench is Vickers. He'll shoot one wide of the cage. Baru gets there. He's bodied along the boards. Back to the point, Dixon. Unable to keep it, but it'll be Zachi getting his shot on the right side. He'll weave in and chop it to the Buffalo end. 2 Penguins knocked down at the blue line. Goldberg with a back check. He gets whacked. On come the Regals through center, weaving, cutting, bodied off by Baru, and the Pens are going to get a penalty. Baru uses, it wasn't a body check. He just kind of turned back into Baru, and they're going to get a penalty. That's another tough call. Goldberg was just hammered, whacked 3 times at center ice. And this is the one that they're going to call. 3:49 to play. So he should come out at 2:19. As the puck's back to the point. Shot from the point. Blocked by Foster. Penguins will look to activate a little bit short-handed, I would think. As the Regals toe the line down the blue line and dump it to the corner for Kumnik. Kumnik swipes it, but right up the wall to a Regal forward who cuts off the wall. Firing one off the blocker, then the glove, and potted in behind, brush it on the power play. So they take a 2-goal lead, 7-5. $3:19 to play. Penguins down by a pair, but they've scored in this game. They've got 5 goals. They can get 2 more. Get it back even. Schweitzer, you can only get 1 at a time, though. There's no 2-pointer in hockey. Regals with the puck. Into the middle, Bowen there. Swiping at it, can't get control. As they weave through the zone, sending one wide of them net. A centering pass, defended by Schweitzer. A second centering pass, that one comes through. Kicked aside by Burchett. Rebound cleared in front by Schweitzer. To Lohr. Lohr up to the Regal point. Lohr will end up with control. A centering pass looking for Bowen. It'll end up on his stick. He'll dump it into the left wing corner, and the Penguins will chase it down. It's Schweitzer in after it. Tossing it behind the net. Baru on the forecheck. He'll come up the wall. Angling well, keeping the puck in. Kept by Foster. Across ice feed by Buffalo. Find its way out of their zone. Picked up at center. Into the Penguin end. A shot eaten by Foligno. Skating well and willing to do the dirty work like blocked shots as the Penguins ice the puck with 2:06 to play. It's 1:19 here from Meadville, Pennsylvania. These two teams finding some neutral ice between the programs. One program from Buffalo, the other one from Pittsburgh. And an offside play by the Regals at the blue line. Unable to keep it in was the defenseman. Our wires are freezing here. I see my breath with every sentence. It'll be a neutral zone draw for Goldberg. Penguins looking to get one. Make this a 1-goal game. Slap that by Foligno. Picked off by Buffalo. A centering pass. Eludes the stick of the forward. It'll be Luarchuk picking it up. He feeds it up for Goldberg, who chips it off of a defenseman, spins around with it, stays in control of the puck. It's like it's a yo-yo for him. He tries to bank it off the boards to Luarchuk. It'll come all the way to Dixon. Dixon knocked down on the play, and the Regals follow on. It's a 2-on-1, fed to the outside. Foligno there to defend. Puck back up to the blue line and out to center ice. Time ticking away as the Penguins try to get a comeback here. They did earlier. They were down 5-4, tied it up. But the Regals with back-to-back power play goals have taken the lead. Regals in their own end. Up to the Penguin blue line. Battled there by Bloom. Two guys slide into the boards together. Schweitzer to the puck. He's bodied as he nudges it forward, looking for Lohr. It's lofted back out to center. Buffalo carries right wing side, defended by Dixon. Dixon tackled to the corner. Now Bloom behind the net. He's leaned on. It'll be Zachi. Zachi with a pass off the wall for Schweitzer. Spins it back to the middle to Lohr. Lure to Zachi, and the Penguins will look to exit the zone here. Zachi with a beauty of a feed to Bloomer. Bloomer taps it into the offensive zone. Brush it off with 25 seconds to play. Zachi stopping, pulling up, shooting one, deflects just wide to the corner. Penguins with 6 flightless birds on the ice. A centering pass comes free. It'll be Dixon from the point. His shot skips wide. The Regals able to get control. They'll carry it up the center and shoot one to the corner as the time expires. The Penguins fall by a final of 7-5. But you can join us back here for another game. It was a hard-fought game here by both these squads. Penguins in it right to the end. 2 power play goals by the Regals, as well as a penalty shot goal by the Regals. The Regals getting the benefit of those. So we'll be back here for some action for you this afternoon at 4 o'clock. Join us again, Cinnamon Swirl TV. Thanks for joining us.